I'll tell you a quick story. I was in Austin, Texas back in '06. I just sold the city of Austin sewer department a system just like this one. And I was talking to one of the crew guys, just like one of you guys. He said, Dave, you don't know this, but I'm the $250,000 employee. I said, wow, what happened? He said, I was humping hose on the job and I blew a disc in my back. He had to go in for surgery. By the time the surgery was finished, the city had spent about $200,000 or more on his back surgery. Okay? The real system that they purchased was $190,000. He said, geez, they would have been money ahead had they bought this before I had this injury. So this is what this real system's for. To take the responsibility and the weight off of your shoulders, literally, and put the weight and effort on the reel system. So anytime you're out there in the field and you need to move product, let the reel do the work. The reel is designed to transport, deploy, retrieve, and store a hose. So when we're going to take a piece of hose off of here and kind of pull it over probably 25 or 30 feet, then I'm going to show people how to run the reel. I'm going to talk about it before we start the engine, because when the engine started, nothing to say with Godwin, but anyway, the engine makes a lot of noise, okay? You can't really talk to anyone, okay? So, each divider on this system will hold 660 feet of hose, okay? And doing your high school math, 660 feet times 8 is 5,280 feet. And how many people know what 5,280 feet is?
Wow.
That's a mile, okay? So if this is full of hose, you got 5 660-foot lengths of hose. That's 3,300 feet, okay? Almost a 3/4 of a mile of hose on this reel, okay? So think about it. Now what you see here is 660s cut down into shorter lengths because, and you know this as well as I do, there's no perfect world. So the manhole is always not going to be exactly where it should be for the hose that you got on that divider if it was all 660 feet. So some of these have been cut down to 330 footers, 200 footers, 60 footers, and I think there's a 100 footer here too. Now I would recommend that somebody mark the divider so you know what length of hose is in that divider, because I don't know, and I don't know if any of you guys know. And Lisa, when we did this, do you remember what we cut the hose into?
No, Stephanie might.
I don't know either. But I recommend, and Gene, you probably need to be involved, when we take the hose off, we need to designate what each divider holds. Obviously the center one here is full, so that's 660. And again, I've done this a few times since I was down here in San Diego, so I don't know how many feet you bought totally.
I think it was 600 feet. I'm not sure.
This is 660 right here.
I think it was a little bit more. I think they wrote on the reels. I think
They did?
Yeah.
Okay, if they did, well obviously you need to kind of sort of know that when you're in the field, guys, so you know what length of hose or what divider to take the hose off of. Because the last thing you want to do is have more hose out here than you need, but you want to make sure you have enough for what you're doing, okay? So what you do when you initially start, you're driving out to the situation. You know you've got a blocked sewer manhole. The line is blocked. You got to get it to the next manhole, because what you're going to do is bypass a manhole. Hence the term of bypass system, okay? You want to get to where you want to pump the product to, okay? That's where you're going to start. And when you're going to start, you're going to put this manhole cover with this threaded outlet, and it's going to be soon a cam lock fitting. You're going to take this out, put it over the manhole that you want to pump to. It's going to have a cam lock fitting that's going to mate up with this male cam lock here. So it's going to be a female cam lock. Okay, you'll set that out here. You'll start driving back to where the problem is located, okay, where it originates. Be it 300 foot, 500 foot, 660 feet, okay? As you're driving down the street, the reel will unreel itself. Okay? As it is right now, it's a free reeling. Okay? As you deploy, you grab the end and hook it to this discharge point, and you drive back again to wherever the problem is located, down the street, over the around the corner, whatever. Okay? Once you get to where the problem is, you've got a suction hose here. You want to put that into the manhole, hook it up to the side of the Godwin pump over here. The reel will go obviously around and around, and you put the hose back into the dividers that it came from. Okay? Once you get to an end fitting, you'll stop, take a rope, wrap it around the end fitting, tie it to the reel system. Start up again. Put the next end fitting into the center cavity of the reel, which will capture that first coupling. Start up the reel again, and the reel will go around and around, and you'll continue picking up the hose, retrieving it. So when you finish, all the hose will be back on the reel just like it was when you started. Tying each end off as you come to the ends. Okay? Now the reel, the engine, has enough power to pull the hose into the reel full of product. Okay? Full of your water and your waste. So what you don't want to have happen is get yourself tangled up into this mechanism up here with the reel. Because again, it has enough power that it'll pull 660 feet of hose back into this reel. And it won't know if it's got an arm in there or a leg in there, because that reel will go around and around. Alright? So be careful when you do it. Do not get tangled up with the chain cable over here on this side. Alright? Only thing you should be worried about is this lever right here. And by the way, this lever is a dead man's lever, okay? Everybody knows what that is. You have a heart attack, you die right here on the scene. It goes around a shaft that runs this way, okay? So as you tighten this down, you can't move that, but you loosen it up. Okay? Now, as this thing goes around, if you want to look inside this opening right here, see that thing moving? Hold on. Okay. Does that work? Now, what I want you to do is take this thing here and put it into that opening. Do it the same every time. It's going to delay getting the hose off of the reel. So just be aware, as you take the rope off the reel, make sure you use the same kind of a knot each time to make it easy for the next guy to untie the knot and get it ready for deployment.
You might be able to do a
Go next to that part right there. You know what centrifugal force is? It wants to keep going. All right, you can lay it down. Okay. Now we're going to have that hooked up to the end of that. All right. Once all the hose has been deployed off of this.
How does that clamp on?
Well, you got to get it fitted. We're going to get it. You haven't got all the fittings. That's the safety lever here. Once that safety lever is disengaged, you put your safety latch down and then loosen your brake so the reel is free reeling. When you go to retrieve back to the reel, you raise your safety latch, you engage your reel.
Who? They got us out of that quick. Where they wanted to come from, that quick. Yeah. I understand that.
Wait, stop. Go.
Okay. During the retrieval operation,